Program at 14-1. Baffin was the
season to the end, of course, is the World Series. This year produced a marvelous clash between deadly rivals, the New York Yankees and the Dodgers. Now, this rivalry started when the Dodgers were playing across the city of Brooklyn, and it intensified when they moved across to the West Coast to Los Angeles. Baseball is a straightforward game. The rules are akin to our own game of rounders, but let me outline a couple of things for you. The game is played over 9 innings. Both sides bat in each, and when 3 men are out, the side is out. The batter can be caught out, run out, or tagged between the bases and struck out by the pitcher. Now, a strike is when the ball is pitched over the plate. There you see the plate just below the catcher there, bending. It's pitched over that plate and in the area between the batter's shoulder and knee, and no contact is made with the bat. Any pitch outside that area is called a ball. 3 strikes and the batter is out, 4 balls, and he gets a free walk to first base. Now, you'll hear the commentators say perhaps 2-1 or 2-2. That simply means 2 balls and 1 strike, or 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's the record of the pitcher against the batter. Well, the series over the best of 7 games. The first, which was played at Yankee Stadium, there were 2 outstanding incidents. Here they are with the New York Yankees at bat.
Greg Nettles is in the on-deck circle with 2 out, Mumphrey at third and Piniella at second. 1-2 pitch. High fly ball hit well to right center field. Mundy going back to the fence. Leaps and it's gone. So Jerry Royce is shocked. He had Bob Watson at 1-2. He hit a high fly ball at about 380 feet.
It was hit. Bob knew it was gone, and the pressure immediately on the Dodgers. There it goes.
Just a fastball out over the plate, which is kind of where Watson likes the ball. He likes to get his arms extended, but as we said earlier, most strong hitters do.
Tommy's coming alive. He senses maybe the thought to be impossible could happen.
Garvey alone. What a play by Nettles at third base. I've never seen such a burglar.
He really is, isn't he? Oh, did Garvey get that pitch?
Now, this ball is really hit.
Oh.
And they always said that third base was reaction type of position. Don't see too many better plays than that.
Well, that was a brilliant catch in a game that the Yankees went on to win by 5 runs to 3. They won the second, also played in New York, 3-0. And then the teams moved over to the West Coast for Game 3, with the Los Angeles Dodgers looking as if they may be on the wrong side of a whitewash. We pick up this game in the first innings with no score. The commentary by Howard Cosell, Keith Jackson, Jim Palmer, and Al Michaels.
Well, if Lopes gets on, they're going to better chance of getting some runs.
Down the line in right field and dropping in for extra bases. Piniella will chase it down, plays the hop perfectly, but Lopes has a stand-up double.
And when you get behind hitters 3 and 2, you got to throw a strike, especially to a guy that can steal some bases. Fastball out over the plate, hit right down the line, and you'll see Piniella get a great bounce, or otherwise this ball's 3 bases.
Came off to Piniella the way a hockey puck curls in a ring. Saying Righetti falling behind Garvey got away with it. Falling behind Say he did not.
Yes, a very happy dugout there. The Dodgers going into a 3-0 lead in the first innings, and the confidence obviously surging back. They won that game 5-4, but of course they were 2-1 down in the series. We'll move the story on to Game 4 right after the break. Welcome back to baseball, the World Series, the New York Yankees versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. We left it with the Yankees 2-1 up in the series, this best of 7 game series. The 4th game was played in Los Angeles. New York took the early advantage. We joined it in inning 6, and they're leading 4-3.
Willie Randolph takes inside. Randolph, perfect day thus far. Tripled in the first, scored a run, hit a home run in the second, drew a walk in the 4th. He's walked 6 times in the series thus far. Bouncer to short. Easy play for Bill Russell. Not so easy, though. Garvey can't save him either. Steve missing the tag and arguing with the call, the first base umpire, Rich Garcia. Line drive, base hit.
Absolute delight in the Brooklyn dugout there. A comeback full of character there, leveling the series. The final score in that fourth game, 8-7 to the Dodgers. Well, Game 5 was to be the last played in Los Angeles. Once again, the Yankees took the early initiative. They scored a run in the second innings, and it looked as if that might be the only score of the game. That is until the Dodgers stepped up for their 7th innings.
Time had been called by Guerrero. Count 0-1 on Pedro.
If you talk to hitters that hit off Guidry, the thing that makes his slider so difficult is when he throws his good one, it's just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Guerrero to deep left field, and the ball game is tied.
All it took.
Ron had no chance really to get out of the way of that pitch.
Well, it looked like the ball hit him in the batting helmet.
Helmet going
Thank
flying
heavens
off.
if it did. One can understand the passions of the crowd in a case like this, but they must understand there's no way in the world Gossage threw at Ronsay.
Right off the helmet. Yep.
Not in that situation. Thank heaven for helmets.
Well, that was certainly a very nasty moment for Ronsay there, but thankfully he was able to recover and join in the celebration of the Dodgers' 3rd consecutive victory and a 3-2 lead in the series. We'll be back with Game 6 in just a few moments. Welcome back to World of Sport. Baseball in a moment, but football first of all. In the first division, it's Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds 0. West Ham 1, Middlesbrough 0. Southampton 1, Spurs 1. 2 goals, 1 for each side in 1 minute there. And up in Scotland in the Premier Division, Airdrie are leading the league leaders Celtic 1-0 with the penalty in the 4th minute. Now back to the World Series. Baseball, Dodgers against the Yankees. In the 6th game, it was back at the Yankee Stadium from Los Angeles, a noticeable drop in temperature. Could the Dodgers maintain their momentum and take a 4th successive victory and so create a really remarkable comeback? Well, the scores are level 1-1. Los Angeles are in their 5th innings. 2 men are already out, but there's a guy on 3rd base.
Over the mound. Bad bounce. Can't handle it. Lopes coming. 2-1.
Welcome back to World of Sport News. A very early goal at Anfield. Liverpool have taken the lead through Ian Rush in the 75th second at home to Luton. So Liverpool 1, Luton 0. And some snooker news. Tony Meo has beaten Cliff Thorburn in the semi-final between England and Canada. He beat him 2 frames to nothing to give England a 1-0 lead so far in that semi. Well, now, after a couple of weeks, we can return to baseball in America, and, of course, the climax of the professional season over there is the World Series, played over the best of 7 games, and between the 2 teams that top each of the major leagues over there, the American and the National, in this case, to find the world champions, and in this case, it's the Philadelphia Phillies playing the Baltimore Orioles. Well, I did explain the basics to you just a couple of weeks ago, but in case you missed it, perhaps I can repeat them. It's very similar as a game in layout and basic rules, 2-rounders. The game is played over 9 innings with both sides playing in each innings. They refer to the top and the bottom of each innings. Well, the first side in play the top, and of course the second side play the bottom. When 3 men are out, the side is out. Now, the batter can be caught out, run out, or struck out by the pitcher. The batter can be charged with either a strike or a ball. Now, it's a strike if the ball is within the legal area, that is, over the home plate, but also between the batter's knee and armpit. That's if he swings and misses, or even if he doesn't swing. We see this in slow motion now, the pitcher on the mound. Here you see the pitch, and clearly over that home plate and neatly placed between the armpit and the batter's knee. Now, it's a ball, and that will be credited if the pitch ball does not enter the strike zone and is not swung out by the batter. In slow motion, you'll see this one. It'll be just inside the home plate. So you'll see clearly it's not a strike, it's a ball inside and low, below the batter's knee. So 3 strikes, the batter is out, 4 balls, and the batter gets a free walk to first base. Well, 2 weeks ago, we showed you the opening game of this best of 7 series, the Philadelphia Phillies taking a 1-0 lead over the Baltimore Orioles. They beat them at home at the Memorial Stadium, which was also the venue for game number 2. Well, your commentators are Howard Cosell, Reggie Jackson, Al Michaels and Earl Weaver. The Phillies are 1 run up and the Orioles are in trouble. We join them at the bottom of the 5th innings with Baltimore batting in the white strip.
Fans now are trying to get something started, trying to give the home team a little bit of help.
For the baseball purist, the aficionado, so to speak, both games have been picture games. Pitchers do.
Pitchers do it.
So Baltimore leads at 3-1. Hudson coming into the inning and faced only one man over the minimum. And he's been rocked, and he's also going to be out of the game as you watch Matthews again, because Owens is going to the mound at this very moment.
Well, Owens is going to the mound because he observed what Earl just observed, that Boddicker had a real good cut and slap at that ball.
Well, Baltimore scored one more run to make the final score 4-1 and so level the series. And we'll continue with our coverage of this 83 World Series in just a few moments, but some... Back in news of one more goal in the first division. Terry Fennick has scored from the penalty spot for Queen's Park Rangers in the 11th minute at Norwich, so it's Norwich 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Queen's Park Rangers at the moment in 6th place in the first division. Well, now let's return to baseball and the decisive play in the World Series. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Baltimore Orioles were tied 1-1 as play moved on to Philadelphia. Well, the first game there went to Baltimore, giving them a 2-1 lead in the series, and we're going to pick up play at the top of the 4th. The teams are coming into the Veterans Stadium. The commentators are Reggie Jackson, Al Michaels and Earl Weaver, but the doyen of commentators, Howard Cosell, who calls the Baltimore Orioles the Birds, gives us these scores so far.
And, of course, to recap, game number 1, the Phils victors 2-1. Game number 2, the Birds 4-1. Last night, as seen, the Birds 3-2.
Defensively for the Phillies, Pete Rose back in the lineup at first base. No need to tell you what they've been writing about in Philadelphia this morning. Rose is at
83 World Series. The pictures you have just seen all spoke for themselves.
So, dramatic pictures of the mixed emotions that are felt on such an occasion. Utter dejection felt by the Phillies, but the elation, of course, of the 83 world champions, the Baltimore Orioles. Well, there are plenty of goals being scored.